Next, we need to make the center of the flower or the stamen. And I am using today this mustardy color, and I'm also just using the same tiny little hook that I had. I'm just going to use this to help me get the knots, because they can be kind of tricky. So you're going to start off with about maybe 2 inches of your yarn. You're just going to double it back on itself. You're going to go ahead and make a loop of it. I'm going to go ahead and put my hook through and grab that and pull it through. Here's where you're going to need that hook, because I'm going to take my thumbs and sort of push that up towards the hook. But I'm going to get the hook out before it gets caught, and then I'm going to pull a little bit, and that's going to give me a knot. So you can see there's a knot right there. So I'm going to continue doing this. I need 11 knots on this piece of yarn, and they're going to be about 2 inches from each other. So the next one's going to go right about here where my thumb is. So I'm going to go ahead and bend that again. I'm going to make it a loop. You're going to stick your hook through there and grab that yarn and pull it through itself. Again, slowly moving it so that that knot gets put all the way down towards where your hook is. Taking your hook out right before, and then pulling on that a little bit, and there you made another little knot. So you can see that there's 2, it's kind of hard to see, but there's 2 knots. So here's my next one. So I'm going to come out about 2 inches. I'm going to fold that yarn. I'm going to loop it around. I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to grab that and pull that through. Again, forcing that yarn down towards my hook. Making sure I can get my hook out. And then pulling it a little bit to make sure that that knot is there. And there's that knot there. So now I have 3. So we're going to continue to do this until we get 11. So again, about 2 inches away, I'm going to fold that yarn. Going to go through, grab the end of that yarn, pull it through the opening, slide it down with my thumb to my hook, pull it off, and then tug on it to make sure that that's secure. So there's 4. So I'll see you back here in just a few minutes. So we finished all those knots, and now I'm going to go ahead and take my cutter. I'm going to cut very close to that last knot. And then on the other end, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to cut very close to that last knot. So here's the actual center of your flower. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to accordion these back and forth. They're not going to be perfect, I will tell you that, but neither are any stamens on a flower. They all have different heights. So there's your center. I'm going to go ahead and take that small petal, the one that we left the long pipe cleaner on, and I'm going to use that as my base. So I'm going to put it on like I would a bow tie. I'm going to place it in the center. I'm going to twist it over and make sure that it is wrapped inside there. So there they are, and then I'm going to put them up. And as you can see, it's going to start to look like the center of your flower. Now, what I'm going to do with these, I'm actually going to cut them because it's going to make it a little bit easier for myself. You can do this as well, or whatever works for you. So I'm just going to take my wire cutters right here. I'm going to cut those apart. Cut these apart as well. Simply, it just makes it a little bit easier for myself. That's personal preference. So you do what you would like to do. Now I'm going to grab my next leaf petal. Make sure that your petal here's the pipe cleaner on the bottom. So make sure that's the bottom facing under. So I'm going to take that next one. I'm going to make sure that all of these stamen are up out of the way. I'm going to take that pipe cleaner, I'm going to put it right next to that, and I'm going to twist it at least twice, and maybe then go ahead and bring it down. So there's your next petal. And then continue around. So here's another petal, making sure that that pipe cleaner on the underneath is the back. Hold those stamen out of the way, put that pipe cleaner right there, twist it in. You can start to shape those leaves. Continue until all 5 of your petals are on the stem, making sure that you did not catch any of the stamen underneath them. So this last one, making sure again that the pipe cleaner is underneath, I'm going to put it in place, so you can see that I found it in place. And then I am going to go ahead and twist that pipe cleaner nice and tight there, bring it all the way around. And there, and come back and zhuzh these a little bit. And there's the center of your poinsettia. So we're going to continue to build this as we go around. So as you can see, we have 5. So we're going to have 2 more rows. And we're going to be using the large petals. So I'm going to take 5, and I'm going to leave the other 5 to the side. But these 5 are going to be the next layer, and they are going to go in between each one of these spaces. Okay, so again, making sure that the pipe cleaner is on the underneath. I'm going to hold this up. I'm going to place it as close as I can here. Going to hold that and twist it around itself and bring it down so you can see that it is right between the 2. And we'll continue that all the way around for this row as well. And we'll be right back. So there we have the 5. As you can see, I've tried to place them in between the 5 smaller petals. And then we have one more layer with the last 5 of the large petals that we made. And you're going to secure those the same way. Sometimes you may find that you want to take the pipe cleaner, and as you wrap it around, actually wrap it around itself here instead of just keep continuing the circle. It's totally up to you, however you want to secure them. But we're going to go ahead and continue with this, and these petals now go underneath the small petals, so they'll be between the second row of the large petals. So there you have it. We've finished putting the last 5 petals on, and you can zhuzh it up a little bit. That's why we put the pipe cleaner in it, was to give it a little bit more support and some body because of how large these flowers are. So I hope that this was easy and simple for you to follow. Again, you need 5 smalls, which were all single, starting with your slip stitch and working way up to your triple and working way back down, and then trying to crochet around that pipe cleaner or that Chanel twist. And then the large ones were double that. And then the little stamens in the middle, those are 11 knots about every 2 inches apart, and then accordioning that in the center. Here's the poinsettia on the tree. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. And as always, keep creating, keep inspiring, and keep crafting. Have a great day.